The way you see and treat your emotions, that's how your twin flame, that's how your specific person sees and treats you. And I'm talking about those really persistent negative emotions that we call negative because we are resisting to feel. So I'll ask you a question. How do you feel when you are meeting with that specific emotion or that state or those specific negative thoughts, that narrative? How are you experiencing what's going on within your body? Are you trying to fight, resist, numb, and flight to what's happening, run away from it? Or are you meeting yourself with safety? Because you see, this is how we ultimately treat ourselves. And our specific person, our twin flame, will mirror this treatment back to us. Many times we're not aware of how we're treating ourselves just because we need to be willing to actually feel through resistance, right? Whatever we're resisting to, we need to actually allow to resist and meet us there so it can soften. By wanting to soften into what doesn't feel good, that is counterintuitive because we're always surviving, this is when we are actually opening up to really seeing what we're doing to ourselves. We're not able to really see it before. And what I mean by seeing it, I don't mean by cognitively understanding it. I mean by experiencing it. Because every time we experience this awareness, we actually ground and profoundly build a new basis of what love is. We're actually becoming the love, the version of self that is in relationship with our specific person, our twin flame. So in order to have access to this awareness, we cannot cheat. And what I mean by cheating is that we cannot, before the actual, risking of, closing our eyes and just walking to the unknown and feeling through what feels so scary and uncomfortable by being present within our body, we cannot have this awareness instilled in our head. Actually, what happens is the moment we're actually allowing to feel these emotions, these, and hear these negative thoughts, feel these negative emotions and sensations and feelings, there is no, especially if we're suffering from trauma, there's no guarantee if we're going to be safe through this process. But the more and more we actually go through this process of feeling what we have been resisting to, more and more, our mind is able to detach from the trigger and from the wounds of unworthiness and of abandonment. So in order to shift this dynamic around, we would need to, within the trigger, within the undesired state, to instead of not wanted, to wanted. You see, dropping resistance is very simple if we only do this. Instead of not want the negative thoughts, emotions, and feelings, because this is what we're doing and this is what's creating a resistance, to actually want them and want to be with ourselves within this state. This is what softens resistance, and then this is what actually creates the healing. And this is also the way we would want somebody to treat us. So look at this. Whereas with resisting the negative thoughts, emotions, and feelings, how am I treating myself or parts of myself? I don't want to know them. I don't like them. I don't want them to be close to me. I want to numb to them. I want to turn my back to them. And then looking at my outer world, I'm wondering why my specific person, my twin flame, is treating me the way they're treating me. Do you see what I mean? And this is not an empathic way of connecting with ourselves or another. Whereas if we had our specific person or someone, right, tell us, I want to meet you wherever you're resisting to be met, wherever you are alone by yourself, I want to be with you there. I want to know what's challenging you. I want to know what's burdening you. I want to know what hurts you. And I want to be there with you and also hold your hand so you're not alone anymore. How would you feel if somebody treated you this way? Well, I'm sure you'd just feel so loved and supported, right? Because I don't only want to meet with you when you're happy and you're like feeling that everything's working out with you, I also want to meet you there. And I also want to meet you where it's challenging. I don't want to abandon you when you are, you know, you're resisting to feel trust, and instead you're feeling that, everybody around you is, out there to get you, where you have lost trust, where you have lost hope, and where you feel all, small and ashamed and alone. I want to be with you there. Isn't that so supportive and loving? So if we want this from our specific person, if we want this from our twin flame, why aren't we doing it for ourselves? Why are we resisting this process? Well, I'll tell you what, it's a survival mechanism. It's not that we want to do it. Of course, we all know that. And I've created an amazing course that actually helps us get to where we are resisting to give ourselves a self-soothing and self-loving, to take care of our wounds and our trauma, but also self-source. I've created this amazing course. It's almost a 5-hour course. It's an amazing price for the moment, because I do want to be giving it to a lot of people so that they can give me your feedback. You can give me your feedback. Tell me if it worked for you and what it did for you. Because the only way to bend time and space is not to expect and wait for others to change, or to just, experience that they're not changing again and again and again and again. There is a way to bend time and space by going inwards. And we have all those puzzle pieces of the healing journey within ourselves. It's where we're hurting. So we can just go within, wherever it triggers, and go in, deeper into the trigger, and bring more support there, more presence, more safety in our body. So this is the course. If this content resonates with you, don't hesitate to ask for the course. I'll send you the link, and you'll also find the link in the comment below.